If you're like me, you are very excited for the new Pokemon games coming out this November, as most of or all of the Pokemon community probably already knows. Pokemon Sword and Shield will be coming out this November of 2019. Truly amazing games. They'll be coming out on the Switch, and I am very excited to be able to play one when it comes out. I'm not sure which game I'm going to get, but for this video, I'm not going to be talking about Sword and Shield. I'm going to be talking about every single other Pokemon game that I've played. Now, by looking at this title, you've probably already figured out that this video is going to be all the Pokemon teams I've used throughout the years I've been playing my games. So, yeah, that's going to be pretty fun. Now, for this video, I'm going to be talking about the Pokemon that I've captured and used to defeat the league of that certain region of the games, and I'm going to be organizing the games into generations. So if I'm going to be talking about Pokemon Soul Silver, then that's not going to fall under Generation 2, it's going to fall under Generation 4. So yeah. Now, I've been playing Pokemon for about a good 10 years now, maybe a little bit more. I've played a lot of games, learned a lot of new cool tricks, and even captured some shiny Pokemon. So there's a lot of Pokemon that I can talk about and very excited to share. Now, let's get on with the video. Alright, so starting with my first ever Pokemon game that I've ever played was back in 2009. It was Pokemon Yellow. Now, keep in mind, I was only about 8 or 9 years old when I first got my hands on this game, so I was pretty bad. And when I mean pretty bad, I mean extremely bad. Like, I only had Pikachu. When I went back to my first ever playthrough and I checked my cartridge, I only had Pikachu, and that was it. Like, I didn't even complete the game. I don't even think I got to the first gym. However, there is a big however, though. I did play Pokemon Yellow about a few years back. I played Pokemon Yellow, and I had a full team of full starters. I'm not really too sure what my other Pokemon were, other than just Pikachu, Charizard, Venusaur, Blastoise. I think I might have had, like, Sandshrew, and maybe some other Pokemon. I'm not entirely too sure about Pokemon Yellow. That's kind of a iffy for me when I really go back and check it out. But yeah, that was Pokemon Yellow. That was Generation 1. Now, technically, I did play Pokemon Red, but that was a randomized version. I played that on my own about, like, I think I played that, like, back in 2016, like, whenever Pokemon was celebrating their very own 20th anniversary, and that's when Pokemon Sun came out. I did play Pokemon Red, but that was randomized. I'm not too sure what my team was, and I randomized it because I just wanted to check out all the Pokemon, and not all the Pokemon were available to me at the time. If you were to play Pokemon Red, they wouldn't all be available, and I just wanted to add some extra effort and just some extra fun to the game itself. So yeah, that's Pokemon Yellow, and that's pretty much the only times I ever played Generation 1. So yeah, let's move on to Generation 2. Alright, so like I had stated before, I did not play a Generation 2 or 3 game. I just had never got around to playing one of those games, just simply because I didn't have a Game Boy, and I didn't really have the cartridge, and I didn't really have the time, because whenever I was playing, like, binge playing a lot of Pokemon, I didn't really have the time to, fit in Generation 3 and 2, and even when I was binge playing Pokemon, I actually really liked the newer Pokemon better, and I always kind of thought, hey, I don't really want to play these games, but maybe in the future I'll come around to playing the game. I'm not too sure, but yeah, let's just move on to Generation 4. Alright, so starting with Generation 4, I'm going to be starting out with Pokemon Platinum. Now, this was a really fun game to play because I had actually watched some prior gameplay of Pokemon Platinum, and I had really actually enjoyed it. I enjoyed the anime, and I enjoyed the starters that came alongside the Sinnoh region as a whole. I liked the whole aspect of, further evolutions with Electivire and Magmortar, things like that. So yeah, Pokemon Platinum was a really fun game to play. Of course, but the beginning was a little slow, but that's something completely different. So anyways, yeah, for Pokemon Platinum, my team was Infernape, Floatzel, Magnezone, Staraptor, Torterra, and Gengar. Now, you probably noticed at first glance that I have 2 starter Pokemon, of course, Infernape and Torterra. Now, this is because I had watched the anime and I saw how Ash had a Torterra and Infernape, and so I was really interested. I was like, wow. I really love both of those Pokemon. Of course, one of the other Pokemon, grass Pokemon people choose is Roselia, Paldea, I think it's called. But I really wanted Torterra because I wanted to try out the game with both Pokemon. Wasn't too interested in Polion, to be honest with you. But yeah, I traded with my friend who had also bought Platinum alongside with me, so we had played that game and we decided to play it when he came over. So yeah, Floatzel was a really cool addition. I really liked the whole aspect of Floatzel, Sea Weasel, things like that. A Magnezone, I'd gotten a Magnezone and I traded it with my friend to get one of those. So yeah, that was really interesting as a whole. Gengar, for Gengar, I wasn't really sure what my 6th Pokemon was going to be. I didn't really know how to, like, you know, I didn't really, I wanted to try have like a full Sinnoh team with, you know, the further evolutions and stuff, but, you know, I just didn't know what to do. I didn't want to have a Gliscor because I would have had another ground in flying, so that would have unbalanced my team a little bit. And keep in mind, I was battling my friend alongside, so I was trying to make this as competitive as I could possibly make it. So yeah. Now I will say the Generation 4 champion was by far one of the hardest champions I've ever faced. Like, I'm not even joking. People say this all the time, you know, Cynthia's the best trainer in, you know, the Pokemon region, Pokemon world, and I have to completely agree with her because obviously, you know, she has a pseudo-legendary for her ace, and that was really hard with Earthquake and I think it was Dragon Claw, Outrage, I'm not too sure about that, but it was really difficult. I had to revive a bunch of times and use a bunch of potions. So overall, Generation 4, my team as a whole, it was really successful. Like, I really liked the team as a whole. Like, I really, it was really cool arsenal of Pokemon, to be honest with you, and it's something I hope in the future they do come out with a remake of Generation 4, a Platinum, or, you know, remakes of the Sinnoh region, because I would absolutely adore that very much. Alright, so the next game we are going to talk about is Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Now, I bought Heart Gold, and like I had said before, this is the only time I played Johto. I didn't ever play a Generation 2 game ever. So, just going straight into my team was Scizor, Feraligatr, Machamp, Pidgeot, Ampharos, and Typhlosion. Now, this is the basic, simple, you know, Johto team. A lot of people use Ampharos and Pidgeot and, you know, Typhlosion and things like that. They're really good Pokemon, especially for the Johto region. Ampharos is a really good electric type Pokemon. For Scizor, I wasn't really sure my 6th Pokemon was going to be. It was just kind of like one of those things where I just didn't know. And like the previous game, I had 2 starters, and that was because I had 2 3DSs. So I bought Pokemon Platinum, and then I bought Pokemon Hard Gold. So I was able to transfer, you know, you're able to trade through the 2 DSs, and since the 3DS was backward compatible, I was able to do that. So yeah, I was able to get a Totodile at the very start of the game, so that's what I did. I think I started with Cyndaquil, and for Machamp, I wasn't really sure what Pokemon I wanted, and the only thing that annoys me about this team is that I have no grass type, which I usually always have a grass type for my team. I don't really think there's been too many cases where I've never not had a grass type before. So yeah, this is a pretty interesting team. I really love the Johto region. It has some interesting, unique concepts to it, especially the remakes. I really love the remakes of it and how they just add on everything to it. And overall, really, Generation 4 is just one of the OGs, especially back in the day, about a decade ago. This was it. You know, you had, you know, Generation 4, you had the extra evolutions. It was a really good generation. All right, so now it's time to move on to Generation 5.
Alright guys, so for the next generation, Generation 5, Pokemon Black. Now technically this was the first game I ever played till the very end. I never actually completed the Pokemon League though because of the way I played it. And of course, the way I played it was I only my starter Pokemon. Just like most people when they first start playing Pokemon, they only use their starter. I chose Oshawott, and of course it evolved into Samurott, and that's the only Pokemon I am not too sure what other Pokemon I had. Unfortunately, I can't really find the file for it, and I think I deleted it a long time ago. So I know for a fact I had Samurott, but I'm not too sure about my other Pokemon. I know I had other Pokemon in my inventory, but I just never used them. I never really balanced the levels out, you know, whenever I played Pokemon Black and White. So that is that, and let's just move on to the next generation. Alright, so the next generation I want to get onto is Generation 7, Pokemon X. Now, this was the first 3DS Pokemon game I had ever played, and it was one of the best 3DS games I had ever played till this date. So yeah, this is really exciting. I got it, I would say, years after the release date of Pokemon X, and so I was really excited for it to see Pokemon in the 3D world. My team for this was Venusaur, Lucario, Sylveon, Greninja, Delphox, and I do not know the 6 Pokemon that I had. So, of course, I had 3 starters, which was Delphox, Greninja, and Venusaur. Obviously, you get, the choice of your Kanto starters, and I chose Bulbasaur because I did not have a Grass-type Pokemon. And you get Lucario from that gym leader. And Sylveon because I saw how there was a new evolution, and I wanted to have it for myself. Now, I believe I got Greninja from a Wonder Trade at the time, and Venukin was my starter. Unfortunately, I don't know the last Pokemon that I had. It was a long time ago, and since then I've played it with a different team. So yeah, that was my original Pokemon X team. Unfortunately, I do not know the 6 Pokemon. I wish I did. There's just no way for me to go back because of the fact that I just don't know, and I just don't have the data for that. So yeah, let's move on to the next generation. Alright, now the last generation I'm going to be talking about is Pokemon Sun. Now this was a very fun one for me. I really enjoyed playing Pokemon Sun. It was one of the best games I'd ever played at that point. So the Pokemon that I used was Snorlax, Ninetales, Talonflame, Ash, Greninja, Decidueye, and Electivire. Now, I didn't use as many Alolan Pokemon that I wanted to. I did use, of course, Ninetales, Frozen Ninetales, Alolan Ninetales, and Ash, Greninja, and Decidueye, of course, that are native to Pokemon Sun. So I did use those Pokemon, but the other ones were just kind of like filler-ins or Pokemon that I thought were really interesting that I just wanted to use. So yeah, that basically sums up my team of Pokemon that I used in Generation 7. Unfortunately, this is where the video ends. This was a really fun video and to make and explain my teams that I've used in the past, of course. Now, what's next for Pokemon is, of course, Pokemon Sword and Shield. I just actually pre-ordered Pokemon Shield, so once it comes out, I am going to be playing it, which should be very fun. So yeah, that will wrap it up for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see y'all later. Goodbye.